personal clothes and everything. They're actually general GP stuff is all in boxes up on the top. All their hygiene, when we find it, goes into their boxes. They wheel all this out. When it's shower time, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, personal items. Where they can't have them in their room, they only get them at shower time. What they'll do is wheel this out.
Tell me that again.
They will not, they don't get it at shower time only. They don't get it in their rooms at all. They wheel this out when it's time for them to get a shower. They'll bring the number up of who's taking the shower. Put their clothes right in front. Get them in the shower. Bring them their clothes as they go. We'll do that a little bit later. I'll show you. But nothing is kept in their rooms. All their personal clothes while they're down here, socks, everything. Their scrub pants, tops, this is all they have down here. This is issued to them by us. That's what they wear when they're here in Seg. This is the color for the other side. Short term, long term.
Hancock's going in by himself next for 15 minutes, and then we'll bring the other 3 out to school.
Okay. Oh, those 2 done? Well,
No, them 3 ain't done yet.
He's out already. Did we get 8 out first?
No, we haven't got 8 out first. You're going to be next. You're going to go in by yourself for 15 minutes.
30. Because it's only you.
They Chappelle said, according to what Greenlee's rules about the cameras covered for more than so much time. No, he just, the control clerk wanted to say they was covered. And she wrote it down and they back her up on it.
You ready? He gets his rack. Ready? You got to have 2 people at all times when you pull them out of their cells. You got to have 2 officers at all times when you pull any juvenile out of the cells. That's policy and procedure for SEG. The control people will not open the door unless there are 2 here present. Ready? He's on the other side. Okay, will do. Yes, sir. 8. Yes, sir. 4.
I think he's the next one. He's in this group to go up, isn't he? Room 1? Or did something change?
I don't know if room 3 has talked to Anderson or not.
Anderson's not. I already told him about it, but he ain't came over and talked to him yet. So it would have been him, Coleman, and Houston.
Yep.
So. Rick.
Hey, roll that. Roll that shit on it. Take that to the motherfucker. Put that in the pocket smoking. You got a Cadillac, look? Roll it. Roll that
Say these kids forget we ain't the ones watching the cameras out here. We ain't the ones watching the cameras writing down whose stuff's covered.
Nook, you want to see these pictures, dog? Yeah, I'll see that shit over there. Hold up. Fuck! I love it. Stop me, shit wrong with that shit. On my mama, on the Jeep. I just lost my motherfucking Cadillac, dog. Hey, pull that shit in, dog. You hear me? Nook. On the G. It's nothing wrong with it. Hey, throw my Cadillac back. Why you doing it? Hurry up. No. No. Hey, man, don't put nothing on there, man. No. You got it? Get that note. Right on. All right, Nook, I'm about to send it over, dog. You hear me? You hear me? Hell yeah. Hey, Scooter, hell yeah. Oh, bet up. Right back. Talk about what you want to talk right back. All right. Don't do it, Scooter. Don't do it. What? Hell yeah, man.
What? Rick.
Attention all PNJ staff, hold on a moment, prepare for count.
Yes, sir. Huh? They will.
Walker told me at 5, E14 followed by E15 en route to the unit dining hall. You told us to push them on out.
They might not open at count time.
She don't wait out the counter.
3820.
What? Fucking camera. I don't like it, motherfucker.
Coming out together, but this will be the list.
Okay.
And I gotta go through some stuff over the school, and this is these guys.
3, 3, 3, 1.
Okay?
Yes.
Thanks.
Woods. You doing better? Yeah, I'm doing.
I'm gonna need Woods out. I need a phone call for him to his mom.
Okay.
Hey, you won't come out again.
Should be bared and wet. Okay, do you want it last one?
20, 0, 38,
Nah, me get some back phone can't work. Oh, they could at least give me something to do my hair with.
I got it.
She needs 12 out for a phone call. Taking his jumpsuit and putting it in the toilet. The only thing to stop it is to shut the water off. So that's what I did, and he's getting mad about it. He'll have it off for the rest of the day. Probably on a 24 to 48 hour restriction because of it. Sacks, the whole 9 yards. Here in a minute, we're going to start rec at 14. Okay. We started over there, right?
We started with one this morning, I believe. They still got 2 kids over in school.
What time is it, Ben?
5 to 11.
That's not it, right? Because we are out to stay home.
Meg?
We got only 3 is on the school in the schoolroom right now. Kennedy 31.
Here's a good one of graffiti. West Side, Indianapolis, Hallville. You got verses all the way around the room. Hard part, West Side, B Side. Broken radio. They get mad sometimes, break them. Here's what we got: a covering of the cameras, what we have to worry about, watch out about. Here's one thing you got to look for. You make a homemade dice. Hallville. Then you got to watch out. Some of these rooms. Hopefully they fixed it. You can turn the lights on and off.
Yeah.
Nothing, sir.
All right, dude.
Hey, you think I should bust that out? What happened last night? Hey, my mom, I swear for God, I swear for Jesus.
You gotta see this. You gotta see this phrase.
Everything I stand for.
Born to be hated, dying to be loved.
Hallville, that's a little area you didn't get there.
And I'm gonna get you disrespect. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You should already know what I am anyway. I'm not even what I say. I just like no.
I got it off.
Man, what the fuck you is? He said, I said, stop it, it's true. He said, on my sister's head, on my little sister's head, or anything I stand for. And I was like, so you a vice lord? He was like, yeah.
My brother 3. And you know, when I look and see him get my age, I don't want him going to jail. You know, people like, you know what I'm saying, people murdering his friends, him being around drugs, you know, I don't want all that. I want him to live a life that I couldn't live because I ain't have a father figure. I ain't have a big brother. I'm the oldest child.
So you're trying to set an example for not only your child, but for your younger brother?
For my younger brother. And you know, it started with him first anyway. you know, I didn't see that as the years I was coming up, you know, 15, 16. But I ain't gonna lie, going to boys' school, I'm not gonna lie, that changed my life. Not because like I was scared, you know, because I was tough because I went through it. You know, that's what made me tough because I went through that. And a lot of people can't do that. And, you know, I just don't, like, if I can tell anybody, like, all these dudes in here, they think they tough now, you know, they bang on their doors, and, you know, they just don't know what they not getting themselves into. You know, there's so much other stuff that you can do with your life than be sitting in jail, you know? And I can't sit here and tell nobody just because I'm sitting here now. But, you know, I just was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And if I would have knew that I had people that was like that'll leave stuff like that around, and for me to go to jail, I would have never been there. But, you know, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Well, I'm depressed. I'm very depressed, but like I said, I gotta be a strong man. I try to be a leader. Can't just let everything keep me down, but my family and them, they need me because they ain't, my two oldest brothers, they gone. My dad, he's locked up. So right now, it's just my mom and my 6 sisters and my nieces and nephews. And they don't have no, like, man of the house to look up to teach them what's right or what's wrong. So I can teach my nephews and my youngest brother the right things to do. Since my brothers and them gone, my dad's locked up. It been hard. It been hard for me to just be in here and not being at home with my family because they need me just as well I need them.
Yeah, I think it's very important for both parents to be there, you know what I'm saying? You need to have if it's a boy, you know what I'm saying, the father needs to have, you know what I'm saying, the little boy needs to have a father in his life to, you know what I'm saying, go down the right path successfully, because if not, you know what I'm saying, he feels like, the child feels like, what's wrong with me? Why ain't my father here? You know what I'm saying? You see other kids, whatever, they got their parents around, both their parents, and you're thinking like, why ain't my life like that? You know what I'm saying? Why isn't my father here? Or why aren't both of my parents here? Like, why do they have to sell drugs and go to prison? I mean,
Yeah, D.O. Big L, he's a cool guy. You could get along with, you could talk to him, you could have fun with him. He's cool. Like, he'll joke around, like he'll play around with you for a minute, but he take his job serious at the same time, but at the same time, he have fun while he doing it. And it make us feel like at least we had somebody in here that at least care about us and don't want us to be in here forever. Like Big L, he always tell me, like, why do I always be in these situations where I end up coming here? I just tell him, man, I just be making the wrong choices. Then he like, man, you gotta, like, he'll talk to me like a father talk to me.
Your whole family, they need you. You got one life. You being here, you destroy. This is no place for no man. No man. And if you throw all that away, it won't amount to anything.
He'll tell you, man, you can't be doing all that, man. You know, life is not what you think it is. You gotta live your life, make the best of it. Do the right things, make the right choices. If you make the right choices, do the right thing, you'll go somewhere. Somewhere in life, you could be somebody.
So my mom, so that's 2 childs that's involved in my life. Now the one that's already big, I'm starting to like trying to get into her life. And you
How
know
old is she?
She 3. And the other one not even here yet. Like, and that's what's really hurting me, and that's what really make me think like I'm gonna be something like my father, because I hate being in the category of that.
You mean your kids now are going to be looking and having memories of their dad being in jail?
Yeah, like my dad having, be like, why my dad don't have any pictures of me when I was a baby? You know, that's what I think about. Like all my pictures I look at, they be with my mom, grandma, and I look like with my father at. You know, he wasn't there. Why? Because he was in jail.
lot of these kids just somewhat feel abandoned in life in general?
Very, very possible. You know, that's where I'm saying that if they had something besides the family, the first thing is some of them don't have the family at home, and that is a big part of it. If you need a support system, whether that support system is your parents, is your neighbors, is your aunts, is your uncles, is grandma, is grandpa, is something like the Boys and Girls Club. You know, you need a support system, and I really feel that you need a support system in order to make it today.
No, they're not born this way, but it's just what they're set into. Like they say, you can't choose who your family is. You know, you don't choose it, but you can choose what you do with your own life later. Once you start growing up, you can choose what you do with your own life. But I don't think a lot of these kids really realize that they have that choice. And somebody has to step up and tell them you have this choice. It's almost like religion. Once you grew up one religion, it's hard to switch, because that's what you grew up. That's how you grew up.
They don't have role models. The role models come from the inner city, from in the neighborhood. The dope dealer, the gangster, they idolize them, and that's what they want to grow up and be. They don't look up to positive people, or they haven't seen that positive individual in their neighborhood. In their neighborhood, the gangster is the doctor or the lawyer or the Barack Obama. You know, that's that individual. So that's what they emulate, and that's what they want to be. And then when they come to the juvenile center and we try to show them the other side, some of the time that's the first time these kids have ever seen a positive individual. And a lot of them like the detention officers because they're positive. And they want to ask them a bunch of questions, and they pick and choose the ones who will talk to them and can relate to them. And that's the bad thing about being in this area. And that's why they back and forth in the juvenile center.
No, some of these kids just made bad decisions. Some of these kids just maybe didn't have the skills to make the right decision. You know, I look that the majority of the kids that are here are basically normal kids. They just made some bad choices. You know, maybe it's the neighborhood. You know, it's awful hard. I remember when I was here last time, we used to run a Scared Straight program. We used to take the kids out to Michigan City Jail. And boy, that program was good, because those guys would come up and they would really scare the kids and all of that stuff. They'd come down on them, and boy, that was really good. And then the thing is, Karen, I just took you there. I just took you through that program, and you ain't gonna go out and you ain't gonna steal anything, and you ain't gonna do this and that. And Billy comes and says, come on, Karen, let's go. There ain't no way, man. I was at the jail today. I seen what's going on. I ain't going. All of a sudden, Billy comes by the second day. Come on, Karen, let's go. I ain't going. I seen that jail. You know, by the fifth and sixth day, Karen's forgetting about that jail. Karen's thinking, you know, Billy has a lot of fun when Billy's out running around. Karen doesn't really have a support system. All of a sudden, Karen's back out with Billy, and Billy and Karen are now in trouble. You know.
One of the key things, they need to start busting these inner city kids outside of their communities, seeing how the communities that's prospering and that's doing good, seeing how that community lives, see how those kids interact with each other, and like you say, see those kids that know after high school they're gonna go to college, get a good job, and make some of themselves. Half these kids don't even think they're gonna finish high school, or let alone even get a chance to go to high school. They don't even care about it. All they want to do is hit them streets and make fast money. And if they don't see anything different other than that, they just get trapped up, and that's what they want to do.
Kids aren't dumb, and these gangs are getting a lot smarter. You know, they're starting to organize a lot better. You know, and you can tell that over the years how they're starting to progress, how they're starting to organize and progress. They're not stupid, and our jobs in the future are going to be a lot harder with these kids. It's not going to be easy. We don't have enough mentor programs, even in these poor communities, to help these kids.
Chris, you were just telling us how some days around here can be absolutely crazy. Some days can be quiet, right. But tell me about how when you walk in the door in the morning, you really never know what's going to happen.
It's a day-to-day. You never know what happens. Just like a couple of days ago, we had 4 fights in one day, and it was 3 fights on one shift. So, you never know, and I mean, it depends on what kind of mood the residents are in, depends what kind of day we're gonna have. So no matter what kind of day you think you may have when you come in, it may be totally different when you start your shift, so.
So when a fight breaks out like that, how do you as a detention officer, what is it that you guys do to prepare for something like that?
You really can't prepare because you don't know what could happen. You never know what the kids may have, or you never know what type of, they may have a weapon, they may throw a chair, they may throw a punch, they may kick, so you never know how you can prepare for it. But we have our own training that we go through, that we have certain things that we're supposed to do, but sometimes you're not able to have those things. You just have to restrain them and stop them from hurting other residents at a time.
So what does your experience tell you about these kids and their personalities and where they come from and why there's so much anger?
I can't, maybe their upbringing, I would say, and once I'm learning now, when they find someone that they know that's in here, it gets a whole lot worse. So if they have a friend that's in here or someone they might know from the same gang, it can turn to a melee. So, and I think that's what happened over a couple of days ago. There was a couple of friends that got together and they just kind of took it over. So we had to take back control of it.
So a lot of times the gangs don't stop on the street.
No, it's even worse in here, and it's more control, and one person can give an order, and it could be just like, I mean, grown-up prison. It's just, you know, we just don't have as far as shanks, you know, and the drugs. But I mean, even with that, they still have pills. They may cheat their meds, or so. Like I said, it's a lot going on here, you know, and they don't understand until they get inside here. It's rough.
So tell me about the challenges of working with juveniles, because so many people tell us working with the juvenile population is just totally different than working with adult offenders.
Juveniles and adults are different, but I think that juveniles, as far as their mentality, they're easy to deal with, and they have more of, I would say, child issues as far as like home things, but they're human, I think, and that's the main thing I think that you could, if you're working in facilities like that. But it's difficult. It's very, and I think that my biggest thing is that I have it's a mental challenge, and with having a mental challenge, you have to be prepared for anything. You really do, and it can be stressful at times, very stressful. But you just have to just deal with it, really.
Do you ever feel sorry for these kids, or what emotions do you go through when these kids come in?
Some of them, and others I don't, because if I feel like I waste my breath with some of, if I continue to see you come in here 3 or 4 times, and actually I just intake the kid, and he said, I asked him what he was in here for, and he said, I've been here 20 times. So I said, if you've been here 20 times, me telling you anything's not gonna make a difference. And some of them I really don't have pity for them. I don't, because you know better. And a lot of them, they come from good families. They're not from a one-parent home, and they have people in their life, but they don't care, and they like this. And when I tell them they're gonna be, all you're gonna do is grow up and go to a different prison. It's not gonna be, they're just gonna ship you across the street. That's all it is. And they like it here. They like this life. They really do. So if you like it, I tell them, if you keep coming, I'm gonna be here every day. So you might as well be prepared for it.
Do you think a lot of them think that ultimately, oh, I'll go to court and I'll spend some time in detention, but I'm not scared?
And yeah, and they think if the things they do, that there's just a kiddie, quote unquote kiddie charge, but the charge that you do as far as with you shooting someone or things get out of hand and you whoop someone and you hurt them, you can get shipped across the street. Then you're over there in the county and you don't have little kids over there. And I mean, for us to be dealing with juveniles, we have to have some type of pity with them. But being with adults and going over there and you have a charge like that, you have guys over there for murder, double murders, homicide, drug charges. They don't care anything about you because you have your little kitty charge. They're gonna treat you, if you're over there with a man, they're gonna treat you like a man. So we try and prepare them for that and let them know that this should be your last stop, but it's not.
Do you ever eventually see the fear in them? For instance, if a kid comes back from court and he's been waived.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about the fear.
Like I said, just them knowing that they're gonna have to deal with guys my size or bigger, and them maybe getting them in the shower or doing something to them or taking their snacks, you know, hit them in the head with their lunch tray. You know, it's different over there, and I try and let them know it'll get rough over there. but they see it, and they still don't know it. But when reality hits and they go through them doors and they look up there and the men at them like new meat, that's when it finally kicks in. So it's rough.
We were just talking to Carlton, who has been committed to Indiana Boys School. Tell me about, what your experience is when you know that a kid's going to be shipping out the next day to go to boys' school. Do they act any different? Do they try and talk to you? Talk to me about when kids get committed to boys' school.
Usually we have, when they come back from court and we get the listings of who's going to boys' school, we have to realize that they're going to be down. So that means for them being down, they'll be down for 23, up for 1. And when they're up for that 1 hour, they're up by themselves. They shower and do those things like that. But we have to kind of prepare ourselves for that, because they may get up and they may want to fight or get upset because they're going to boys' school and they know they don't have anything to lose. Where you going? I'm going to boys' school. So they're kind of real edgy with that. But then you have ones that know they're going to boys' school, they go do their time and get it over with. But some of those boys' schools, they're a lot different than this too, because a lot of those boys' schools are hands-on, and I also try and tell them that they can put their hands on you. Some boys' schools have hospitals on site, so they can break a leg or break some of yours, and something you can do about it. So I kind of try and put a little fear in them to let them know that. But once again, like I said before, until they get in that situation, they know they're in the jungle and they're in there with lions, and and it's gonna hurt when they get in there. Then it really hits them. This reality sets in.
Is there anything you can think of that would stop these kids from committing the offenses they commit? What's the solution?
I don't know. I can't say that there necessarily is a solution for them, because I don't. And I think even as a kid, I think that things didn't really set in with me until I woke up myself. And no matter what I tell you every day, until you sit back in your room, and one of the kids just say, you know what, the things that Chris said to me, I really understand. He's really trying to help me, and I really do need to wake up. It won't work. Because I'm pretty sure that, like I said, a lot of these kids don't come from bad homes, or they'll come from single. But a lot of people they have good parents, they have good uncles, aunts. They still doing what they want to do, selling drugs. Most of the kids come, if you look at their shoes, $200 shoes on their feet, so they don't need to sell drugs. They go to good schools. That's what they want to do, and it's something until they wake up on their own. They're not gonna learn. That's why I do my job, but I'm not finna come in here and make it seem like you in kindergarten. If you come in here, you doing a man offense, I'm gonna treat you like a man. That's what I have to do. So,
what is it you would want people who are watching shows like this to know about the kids who are here? I know you said a lot of them don't come from bad homes,
right, but
there's some who do. Is it a lot of gang issues? What do you want people to know about these kids?
They're kids. And it's hard to say, but they're kids. And I think that it's more, I don't think that we here can possibly do so much, but I think it's more of after they leave here is where it is. And if they have people around them that can more maybe push them more and instill in them that this is not the way to continue to come in here and continue to go in and out of placements and out of boys' school and Pendleton board, those different things. You have to find something outside of here, but because it's only 8 hours that I can give you, it's only 8 hours that the next person give you, it's only 8 hours that we can give you, and they have to have something that can stop this pattern. It has to be something that has to be a roadblock, and I don't know, maybe scare them or what it is, but they have to do something to stop it. They have to, and it starts after the household. Somebody has to, because like I said, there's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can give, and I try, because I can't not care. I can't, because they're kids, and I don't mean to necessarily pull the race card in here, but I think that the majority of the kids that are in here, and I would say 90% of the kids that are in here are either blacks, African American, or Hispanics, or of that descent. You may find a few Caucasians, but it's more of that, and that's another thing I try and let them say. I said, if you're on a wing and you see 16 kids on the wing, at least 14 of these kids are black or Hispanic. And so you're somebody's brother. A lot of you all have kids, so that means you're somebody's father, or you're hurting someone's son. So you have to stop this, because if we're all gonna be locked up and there's gonna be nobody left, who's gonna lead the world if all of y'all locked up? And they have to, and I really push that issue for them to just wake up, because we're losing like 16 years old. That 15 from the age of 13 to 20 years old, as far as with minorities, are gone. If you look in the prison, you can do the statistics. If you just walk around them, they're gone because they're locked up. And most of them locked up because they're in a gang or they made a stupid choice. Now you're in there for 10 years and your life is gone. It's unnecessary. And it's very trying on me, and it's very hard with me dealing with that. And I mean, I really want them, and I look at them so much, because there's so many kids I see that are being here. Like this one kid in here, and he's in here for a murder charge. And I just seen him. And what he did was an accident. And his accident, his life has changed. And he's doing 10, 15 years in jail for accident. 17 years old, his life is gone because he's made a mistake. And I can't help him now. There's nothing I can do for him. But it's just still sad. It's really sad. But
A little bit about what this whole experience has been like for you and how long you've been locked up.
Shit, been locked up altogether like 14 months. I've been to DOC twice. First time was for burglary, this time for auto theft. This has been like, you in here, it makes you not want to come back, basically.
Every kid we've talked to said that. Like, once you're here. But you had a lot of kids come back?
Yeah, I came back because I made a mistake.
Did you think you weren't going to get caught? Or?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Somebody told on me.
So what are you thinking when you're out there, committing a burglary or stealing? Do you have any remorse after you do it, or?
Sometimes for reasons, sometimes I be with other people, just be with them. I just get caught.
Is that a lot of it for teenagers, peer pressure? Gang pressure?
Not really.
Are your parents in the picture at all? Do you live at home?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you guys live with your parents? A lot of kids we talk to don't. So how do your parents feel about all this?
My mama be mad, but she just give me tough love though.
Do you get visits from her?
Sometimes.
When was the last time you seen her? Do you remember?
4 months ago.
So what about you? What was it like for you when you were outside?
I'm Johnson. I'm Thomas Johnson. I'm from Hallville, turning Winfield block. I mean, my experience is like, I've been locked up all the whole time for a year, but I've been in the DLC for a year and a couple of days. So my experience was not to come back. Same thing, my mom give me tough love, but she feel like where did she go wrong at? So,
really? Do you think she feels guilty about you being here?
No, that's my fault, not her fault. I understand her working every day, not being home, but still, that's her fault, not working every day. But I don't think it's her fault because she tried to feed us and keep a roof over our head and stuff like that.
So do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm the oldest. I'm 18. I'm 4 brothers at home and 1 little sister.
So how do you think they feel about you being locked up?
They cool. I mean, they feel bad that the big brother don't take them to school and stuff like that, but they cool.
So what did you get busted for to bring you to DOC?
I did a bad crime, something that I hope to look. I did robbery. To the extent I went all out with it. I didn't really care if I got caught or anything. So
Why didn't you care if you got caught?
because I was on the run anyway, so I just did what I had to do to survive.
So did you rob a particular person that you knew, or was it a random?
No, it was a random person. They just had what I wanted. I knew the person that had what I wanted. I just had to get it before they give it away or something like that. Too much.
Was it an armed robbery? Yeah. So after it happened, how did you get caught?
Well, I got pulled over and I gave them my wrong name, and they found the vehicle that I had was somebody's of my family's, so they knew it was me already.
Do you feel like you're marked when you're out on the streets back in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
The cops know who you are. If you've been in trouble before, they kind of pay particular attention to you. Does that happen? We hear that a lot. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah.
My neighborhood, yeah.
You guys, we were talking to some other kids who said, they kind of blame the life they've had on the neighborhood they grew up in. It's just a way of life.
Yeah.
That's how you survive. If you're not part of a gang, or do you feel that way?
Yeah, my neighborhood bad. It ain't bad. It's just a lot of stuff going on in my neighborhood.
Shootings, drugs, gangs.
Everything.
Hood bang, all that.
Did you ever think it was scary? I mean, look, I come from kind of a rough neighborhood in northern Indiana. And when I was growing up, a lot of people were afraid to come through my neighborhood. And I used to laugh. They're scared of us. I never thought it was scary. But to other people on the outside, they thought it was. Were you guys ever scared?
Because the name of the neighborhood was?
Yeah, it was pretty much known. Bad side of town. But to be honest, yeah, a lot of my neighbors went to prison, but they were nice to me. They didn't do anything to me. But other people were afraid to come through.
It wasn't scary for me because I knew everybody though. The people I knew that was doing the crimes, I knew them. So I had nothing to really worry about because...
Were you going outside of the neighborhood to commit the crimes?
Yeah, I don't do it anymore because I know everybody in my neighborhood, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
So in some ways, even though you grew up in a bad neighborhood, you feel kind of safe because you're doing your crimes now.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with anybody now that you're here? Any of your old friends? Tell me about that.
I don't necessarily hang out with friends, I mostly hang out with family members, basically. But a lot of females know, they know I'll come home soon, so I'm
Females, buddies, aunties, uncles I talk to.
Do you guys feel like you can make friends inside here? Tell me about getting to know other guys who are locked up.
People I know, like this is the people I know from the street. So all the base people I hang with is people I know from the street.
Who've also come here?
Yeah, it's a lot of them here.
Really? Did you know that before you got here?
Yeah, I knew they was here. Some came when I was in here.
And you do? So when are you expected to get out? Do you know?
Probably next month.
Explain to people who are watching this. I think people think, well, you get put in a place like Pendleton, you serve, 6 months, a year, and then you're out. But these are indeterminate sentences, right? So you guys really don't know when you're going to get out. How do you get out?
You gotta make level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then they send some paperwork out saying where you gonna live at when you get out. And then they mail it out to your judge, and then when your judge mail it back, that's when they got your release date. But it take every 2 weeks to make a level. But if you get in trouble for something a little petty, it set you back for your level. So it take at least 9 or 10 months. It ain't really 6 months.
Tell me what it's like being in front of a juvenile judge.
Kind of your heartbeat, it's kind of a little scary, your heartbeat. You don't know, kind of nervous, so you don't know what he thinking, what everybody else thinking.
Is it scarier being in front of a judge than it is actually coming someplace like this, or is it just a whole different?
To me, it's the same because judgment don't scare me really. If I did it, I know I did it, so I know I'm gonna get a consequence for it. And here, I can bear it twice. It ain't really nothing, really. It ain't like how people say it is, but like that.
Do you think you'll come back a third time?
Nah, too old.
So when you get out, you're 18. If you do something wrong after that,
Yeah.
you're in the adult system. Does that scare you?
I've already been down there, but it don't really scare me because it's not like people say it is. I don't know about prison. I know about the county and this, but I don't know about prison though.
What do you think people on the outside think about you guys? What do you think viewers watching a show like this? What do you think they think about you guys?
They made a how can I say it? They did some bad stuff, but they made a way out to come out to better themselves.
Does being locked up in some ways, does it help you? Tell me what helps once you're inside.
Say my cousin, he got killed. I was locked up. I could have been with him when he died, so I could have died too. You know, everything happens for a reason. So.
Do you think the groups and the programs and stuff they offer here help?
Yes. Yeah, it helps. If they don't, people only want to do it if they want to go home, but if they don't, they just don't care.
Seems like most of the kids we talk to when they first come in act up, they don't care, they know they're going to be here for a while, they fight, they get in trouble, and then after a while they finally go, okay, enough.
That's what I did.
Really? So tell me about that.
When I first got here, I just started fighting everybody, going to Seg, just doing dumb stuff, and then having riots and whatever. Then after a minute, this got old. I was like, it's boring. Now I'm tired of doing that shit.
So it's kind of like a light goes off. You finally say, I'm ready to do the program and get out. Because a lot of people might go, why don't you just behave and do the program and get out? It's not that simple.
It ain't easy. Sometimes the staff play counselors, they won't do their job, they never hear. So we can't, it's up to them to do we gotta do groups. And if you ain't done with your groups, you can't go home. So they talking about we gotta do our groups, but they won't do our groups so us to go home. So that's why we start clowning.
A lot of frustration.
Yeah.
The counselor's only here because y'all came. I'm gonna keep it real.
We know that.
Yeah, the counselor's only here, y'all came, and they don't want the facility to look bad. I don't know. I really don't care about the counselors. I'm about to go home next week. So.
You're going home next week?
Yeah.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here for 9 months. I got here 6/22/07.
Almost you? Yeah. Final words you want to say?
That's it, petty. That's it, really.
Just ready to get out.
Yeah.
Pendleton ain't where it's at. Pendleton is not where it's at. When people know what I'm saying by Pendleton, it's not where it's at. People understand.